the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Boxing Voice here with PBC standout prospect Cowboy Karl out of Houston, Texas. You're here in support of your stablemates here in San Antonio. I know you just fought, a couple of weeks ago. So, how you feel about this last year that just passed, where you've been real active and PBC is really making its presence known in Texas?
I feel great about it. I feel like they've really started stepping me up here at the end of the year. I had a slow start to the year. I had a good finish to the year. So, I'm really happy with how my year went so far.
Yeah, and you've had some performances where you're getting guys out of there early, or you're just dominating guys, and you even had one where you kind of went back and forth with the guys. So how much have you grown with this fight coming along into you, because in your second year as a pro, correct?
Yeah, it's my second year. I feel like I've grown a lot this past year, especially the last 6 months of it. I feel like it's really changed me, not necessarily changed me as a fighter, but brought out the best in me. I think the better opponents, the better I become. So.
All right, and since you were signed right out of the amateurs, what's the difference? Do you kind of see the change between coming in straight from the amateurs versus somebody who's already been pro and getting signed, like some of these fighters are established? What's the difference, and do you notice it, if any?
I feel like from the very beginning, they've been looking out for me the whole time. I've had somebody having my back, so to say, and I feel like they've had my best interest. So instead of not being a TV fight, they're putting me in positions to possibly be a TV fight. Instead of these guys that have more fights than me, they still don't get on TV because they don't have the right people behind them. So I think that's the biggest difference, is just your surrounding, how they take care of you, how they treat you, and I think it's a big difference.
And it seems like you're kind of part of a movement, because PBC has a lot of up-and-coming young fighters out of Texas. You got we got the Charlos, we got Errol Spence, we got Justin Loach, who we were just talking to yesterday. So what's that like? You guys are all in the same stable coming up and making the presence known in Texas. It's kind of like it seems kind of like a movement going on with Texas fighters, and y'all are all training together. What do you think?
It's like a team almost. We got even Mario Barrios also. We're like a team. We don't train together, or nothing, but we see each other at the fights because we're almost on all the same cards. But I feel like we're a team in the locker room. We're an A corner team. And so I get used to these guys, and so whenever I do get ready to fight and I do go to my locker room, I know who I'm with, and I feel comfortable, I feel at home, I feel relaxed. And so it's a big deal, and I think they are making a big movement with Texas fighters, bringing a lot of fights to Texas with PBC. And so we're going to see how this next year goes. We're supposed to have a lot of fights.
And PBC seems like it's still kind of going through the learning phase when it comes to putting on events in other states, with the exception of Texas, because like you said, we got all these names. And just like the card where you fought with Spence and Charlo, all three of you guys are from Texas. So leading into that, do you think that you guys kind of like brought it out to another level and kind of maintained it to where it needs to be, where they want to go into the future?
Yeah, I would say so. The card in Dallas was sold out 3 weeks before the fight, at least 3 weeks before the fight. And that's my first sold out crowd. Of course, I'm a young fighter, so I probably, that's a good reason why. But, I think they're really making a big deal about Texas fighters in Texas. They're putting their fighters back in their hometowns instead of fighting us always somewhere else. I think it's going to make a big difference as far as your hometown crowd and just as far as boxing fans go.
And one thing I have been asking a lot of local Texas guys from the PBC, is there any talks of overhead with all these cards lining up, something like 20 to 31 cards in Texas alone? Is there anything being passed down to the fighters?
As far as?
What's to come for 2016, activity, locations, matchmaking, and so on.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know a lot that's going to go on in 2016. I know it's going to be a big year. It's going to be a really big year for me and Mario and Justin Deloach and Ricky Edwards and Samaje. All the fighters at my level, we're all at the same level, I feel like. And it's going to be a really big year for us. I think they're going to move us from being low-level prospects. We're still, to making us almost into contenders by the end of the next year. I think we're all going to be doing at least 10-round fights, and we're all going to be kind of moving up there to fight gatekeepers. And I feel like it's really going to be, at the end of the year, you're really going to see the difference in who all's going to make it out of our group. Hopefully we'll all make it. But I think at the end of the year, there might be some that don't.
Well, they're pushing you guys hard as far as marketing and putting you on TV, and you were the co-main event already, and so it seems to be like they're pushing you guys to take the reins when you get the opportunity. So what's that mood like in your gym, seeing that you were Ronnie Shields and he has world champions in his gym, and you guys are going through that same path where you want to be there?
Yeah, well, my thing is, I know Ronnie Shields does not train B-side fighters. He doesn't train guys that aren't coming to win, that he don't think that are going to make him a lot of money. you know. So I see it that since Ronnie Shields is training me and happy with me, that it's a good sign for me. You know, I feel like he thinks that he's got a lot of potential in me, a long career, a good career, and so that's really what we're looking forward to.
And I know you're still coming up, but you're in a rich division. You're a very marketable individual. You got a fan-friendly style. You're well-spoken, and when you get in the ring, you just want to go to battle. Yeah. So, what's the overall goal? Where do y'all want to go for the next couple of years? And like as far as when you're looking ahead, when you put your head down at night and think about your boxing career, what's the goal?
I want to be a world champion. I mean, I want to be the best I can be. You know, I don't only want to be a great champion. I want to be, I want to be a fan-friendly fighter. I want to be the fans' champion also. I want to bring boxing, shine a little bit more light on them for being an exciting fighter. You know, Floyd Mayweather is a great fighter. He wasn't everybody's favorite, but he's an awesome fighter. You know, you got to give him respect for all that. But everybody paid to watch him fight. I want to be a fan-friendly fighter. So that's what we're looking forward to. I want to be a world champion, be the best I can be, and fight the best. So. And
last question, that you like you said, you want to be a fan-friendly fighter. Where does that come from? Because when you're in the ring, it seems like you just kind of go into a switch comes on. You go into a mode where you want to hurt the guy and you really want to get him out of there, especially with that right hand you got. So what does that come from? Is that from the amateurs? Is that something you just want to be bursting on the scene as a pro?
It's just a warrior mentality, what you're born with, I think, to an extent. I want to be able to please, and I want to win. I'm very competitive, and I think that's what it comes down to. I want to win by any means necessary, and I want to be exciting doing it. I love fighting, probably a little bit too much, but so I mean it's just my personality, I guess.
And social media, where can they follow you for more? For Cowboy Karl, who's a real cowboy. He follows the guy on Facebook. You'll see him killing his food and everything out on the ranch. So where can they follow you for more?
You can follow me on Cowboy Karl 1 on Twitter, Instagram, and of course on Facebook, Ryan Cowboy Karl, my fan page. And just remember to keep God first.
All right. Hey, thanks for the time. Congratulations on the win and the progress, and definitely keep it tuned. All right, Ross, with Cowboy.